Tried to shove it into gear, and it's worked the last couple times. Yeah, and I think that it was going to be a tough task to ask for this car to survive with the...
Denny Hamlin's car burst into flames one week, then completely broke down the next. 2 races, 2 DNFs, and for a driver who hasn't had back-to-back failures in over a decade, something clearly isn't right. But what's really going on behind the scenes? And could this be the beginning of a much bigger problem for NASCAR? Denny Hamlin just went through something no NASCAR fan saw coming. In 2 straight races, his car gave out on him. First engine caught fire and then falling apart before the finish line. It's the first time in over a decade that Hamlin didn't finish back-to-back races. And now, everyone in the racing world is asking the same thing. What's going on with Denny Hamlin? Everything started at Texas Motor Speedway. Hamlin was running strong in his number 11 Toyota Camry when disaster hit. Suddenly, his engine gave out in the most terrifying way. Smoke started billowing, and within seconds, flames shot out from under the hood. His car was on fire. Hamlin had no choice but to pull over and get out. Luckily, he escaped unharmed, but the damage was done. His race was over. This wasn't just a small mechanical issue. His engine completely failed. The fire was so intense that some fans thought it was a crash at first. It was a shocking moment, not just for Hamlin, but for NASCAR fans everywhere. An engine explosion like this isn't something you see often, especially not in the middle of a competitive season, but this was only the beginning. If fans thought the fire in Texas was the worst of it, they were wrong. Just 1 week later at Kansas Speedway, Hamlin ran into more trouble. This time, it wasn't fire. It was the car's clutch and transaxle. These are 2 parts that control how power moves from the engine to the wheels. When they fail, the car simply can't drive the way it's supposed to. Hamlin's team said they noticed a problem right away. On pit road, his car stalled and wouldn't shift properly. Despite their efforts, there was no fixing it. Once again, Hamlin was out of the race early. Back-to-back mechanical failures, 2 straight races with a DNF. For most drivers, that's frustrating. For Denny Hamlin, it's nearly unheard of. Here's why the story is blowing up across NASCAR. Denny Hamlin hasn't had back-to-back DNFs since 2013. That's over 10 years of consistent driving race after race without this kind of failure. Hamlin is one of the sport's most dependable drivers. Whether fans love him or hate him, everyone respects his skill and his ability to finish races. So when his car gave out 2 weeks in a row, it wasn't just bad luck, it was a warning sign. Something is going wrong, and it's not just about one driver. The reaction online was immediate and intense. Fans took to Twitter, Reddit, and NASCAR forums to talk about what they saw. Some blamed the car, others blamed the crew. A few said maybe Hamlin was pushing the car too hard, but most people agreed on one thing. This isn't just about Hamlin, it's about NASCAR's growing reliability problems. Even longtime commentators were stunned. One NASCAR analyst said, "When you see back-to-back DNFs from a driver like Hamlin, you know something bigger is going on." And that brings us to the bigger picture. Hamlin's back-to-back failures aren't happening in a vacuum. In fact, he's not the only one having trouble this season. Other drivers have reported strange engine problems, unexpected shutdowns, and even similar flames under the hood. That's got a lot of people wondering, is there something wrong with the engines themselves? NASCAR moved to a new generation of cars not long ago, and while they're more powerful and high-tech, they also seem to be more fragile. Some fans are calling this engine roulette. You never know which car will blow up next. It's not just a performance issue, it's a safety issue too. When engines explode or systems fail mid-race, drivers are in real danger. And now that it's happened to someone as experienced as Hamlin, the pressure is on NASCAR to figure it out. Despite the nightmare of Texas and Kansas, there's one thing fans should remember. Denny Hamlin's season is far from over. Earlier this year, he won enough races to secure his place in the playoffs. That means he's still in the hunt for the championship even after these back-to-back DNFs. It also shows just how strong his season has been. A few years ago, this kind of breakdown could have ended someone's championship hopes, but not Hamlin, not yet. Still, these failures could hurt his momentum. In NASCAR, confidence and rhythm matter. When a driver loses 2 races in a row like this, it can throw off the whole team. Now, all eyes are on how Hamlin bounces back. "Yeah, I think eventually just broke the transaxle trying to leave the stall there," Hamlin said when speaking about the final incident. "Unfortunate for the progressive Toyota team. Just really fast again. Just can't keep it together right now." So what happens now? First, Hamlin's team at Joe Gibbs Racing is working around the clock to figure out what went wrong. They've got one of the best crews in the business, and they're not taking these failures lightly. They've already started breaking down the engines and reviewing the car's systems to prevent another disaster. Hamlin has made it clear he's not going to let these setbacks define his season. In interviews, he's stayed calm and focused, saying, "We're going to get it right." That kind of mindset is what's kept him at the top for so many years. But that doesn't mean things are easy. The next few races will be critical, not just for points, but for proving that these failures were flukes, not the start of a bigger problem. Here's the truth. Everyone in NASCAR is watching Hamlin right now. Some are hoping he makes a comeback. Others are wondering if he's finally starting to slip. No matter which side you're on, one thing's for sure. Hamlin's next race could make or break his season. This is more than just a story about engine trouble. It's about how even the best drivers can face tough times. It's about pressure, performance, and pushing through setbacks. And it's a reminder that in NASCAR, nothing is ever guaranteed, not even for a legend like Denny Hamlin. So will Hamlin bounce back? Or is this the beginning of the end? NASCAR fans are holding their breath because the next race might just give us the answer. If you think Hamlin's back-to-back breakdowns are just bad luck or a sign of something bigger brewing in NASCAR, drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more behind-the-scenes drama, controversies, and untold stories from the racing world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next.